Anna Dufek from another Phoenix person. What is this? The Phoenix invasion, Red? Lisa was shaking her hands. So Anna, good evening.
Hi.
Hi there. It is so good to have you this evening. And
Thanks.
and it seems like tonight, I mean, we're talking a lot about healing and about God's love and about restoring and of course it's worship night. So we're just thanking God for everything. So what is happening in your life right now that's like wonderful, that's worthy of like thanking God and being just so in love with God?
Well, I think for me, I was just thinking about it tonight, like just the little things. I just recently, a few months ago, got a cat, and it's just amazing how the Lord can use even like a little thing like a cat just to be this minister of his love. But I had to drop off after the sound check because I had a sore throat for most of today and I have a low grade fever right now. So I'm here though. But my kitty, I called her and she came running in there, laid laid at my feet while I was taking a little nap before the show, and I was just thinking about how grateful I am for this cat that has just been such a beautiful, sweet comfort to me. And so it's those little things, but like the Lord wants us to be grateful for those little things. And I was just
Well,
thinking
I
about my husband and how grateful,
oh
obviously even more so I am for my husband and just for just for our marriage and the ways that the Lord
mm,
helped us to found it on him and to provide wise counsel as we were preparing to get married. And
oh
so
wow.
yeah.
Congratulations. I wish I had a wedding cake graphic or something I could put on my head.
Well, I mean
Congratulations.
it was right before the pandemic, so it was 2019, but we're still, our marriage is a preschooler, I guess. So, we
That's
don't have
cool.
any kids. We just have our fur baby, but
And Red, by the way, is a cat guy.
yes.
So if you ever worried about being put on Red's room ever again, Red, can you click yourself?
Is he
No,
okay?
okay,
He's
don't
right
worry
there.
about it. Red's
My
got his little like hang on cat.
Oh,
Ah!
how funny is that?
But anyways, enough silliness, enough of this.
Anyway,
Yes. Why don't you go ahead? Let's just
yeah.
hear your first song. Go ahead and
All
just
right.
let us have it. We are
So
so ready.
we'll see how I do. I might have to take a break, but I'm actually going to do three songs without a pause because I kind of want to take us somewhere. And I feel like it's being able to engage with these. The first song is Making Space for Lament because I think with the past few years that we really need that. And so it's called Our Lament, and I wrote it for my church. We were doing a night of lament, and then the next song is a Christmas song, but it's my favorite Christmas hymn because, or Advent hymn, as one of my friends pointed out, because it's crying out and saying, "Come, Emmanuel." And so, whatever hopeless situations, whatever places we're lamenting, whether it's health that just isn't where we want it to be, or people we've lost, that we can cry out, "Where are you, God, with us? Where are you in these moments?" And then I'll move towards some hope, toward the fact that he did come, that he is here with us. So we'll see how it goes. I sort of did my warm up, but I didn't fully warm up because my throat's kind of scratchy. So we'll just see what happens. Trust
Ladies
the
and
Lord to show
gentlemen,
up. Yep.
this is now Anna's room. You go right ahead on.
Thanks. Where were you when this whole thing began? It doesn't seem like it's part of the plan. It feels like you could have done more. Can't see what all this is for. A groan shivers through humanity like a howling, bitter cold wind. shivers through humanity like a howling, bitter cold wind. Do we matter? Do you feel our grief? Do you hear it? Hear our lament? Do you hear it? Hear our lament? Everything that we've been through, we have trouble trusting you if we're honest. We're honest. And the loss feels like defeat. Where is all the victory you promised? You promised. A groan shivers through humanity like a howling, bitter cold wind. Do we matter? Do you feel our grief? Do you hear it? Hear our lament? Do you hear it? Hear our lament? A groan shivers through humanity like a howling, bitter cold wind. Do we matter? Do you feel our grief? Do you hear it? Hear our lament? Do you hear it? Hear our lament? Oh come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel that mourns in lonely exile here until the Son of God appear. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Oh, come, the rod of Jesse, free thine own from Satan's tyranny. From depths of hell thy people save, and give them victory o'er the grave. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Oh, come, thou dayspring, come and cheer our spirits by thine advent here. Disperse the gloomy clouds of night, and as dark shadows put to flight. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Oh, come, desire of nations, bind in one the hearts of all mankind. Bid thou our sad divisions cease, and be thyself our King of peace. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel has come to thee, O Israel. What child is this who laid to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping, whom angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch our keeping. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, pierce him through. The cross be borne for me, for you. Joy, joy, for Christ is born, the babe, the Son of Mary.
It says on your bio that you love identity in Christ, his healing and freedom, reviving from deep personal wounds, and songs of God's heart and healing presence. And we got all of that in a wonderful trilogy of songs. Anna, thank you so much. That was beautiful.
Thanks.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff.
So I think I've got one more in me. We'll see. This is actually one of the few Christmas songs I've written. And I haven't really practiced it very much because I was gonna do a different one, but I just really want to do this one. I feel like it bookends everything rather nicely. And I think that as we look at his first coming, that he came to show us he's God with us, that he returns to ultimately wipe every tear away. And so we live in the fact that he came and he wept with us, and we get to know Jesus as the one who feels our sorrow and carries it. But we also look forward to the day when ultimately there will be no more sorrow. And so in the meantime, our Savior is with us in the weight of the sorrow, but we look to that day when he will have victory over it all. Fragile child, laid in the straw, vulnerable to pain and cold, newborn Savior, infant God, giving us your hand to hold, a baby's cry that broke the silence, a sacrifice to bear our violence. You came, spotless lamb to take the blame. You came to know our ache and hold our shame. You came to win our hearts with tender grace. You came. Laid aside your royal robes, a humble birth among the beasts, all our griefs and sorrows know to laugh
Ladies and gentlemen, the Anna Room. I love it. If we didn't have to turn off the lights and put the chickens out to roost, we would just let you play all night. But just let us know. Okay, I see like a quadfecta
I'm good.
of places where we can find you. Instagram, Anna Dufek, all
Mhm.
smushed together.
Yep.
Facebook, Anna Dufek Music. Okay,
Yep.
all smushed together. You don't
Yep.
want to separate. YouTube user or channel, and then there's like a whole bunch of gobbledygook. But I bet if you just searched Anna Dufek on
Yeah.
YouTube, it could work. And
Yeah,
you
I have
put
by the way, sorry, I have a couple there's a couple channels there, but the one that I use most often is just the one that's Anna Dufek because there is an Anna Dufek music one that has a few videos there, but the one that's
okay.
just Anna Dufek is the one that I post most often on. I even have a playlist on my YouTube channel of all the Reds Room shows I've done. So,
Wow, that's impressive.
yeah.
That's so cool. And then There's a Crown is one song on YouTube that I bet everybody would just love. I'm serious. Whatever you do, I'm going to start listening because I travel a lot, so I get a chance to listen a lot. And what is next for Anna Dufek?
Well, I am hoping at some point to record an album, so prayers for that process. I've been wanting to do that forever, but I feel like I'm kind of prayerfully stepping forward into that a little bit. So, God willing, in this next year. So, pay attention to any announcements about how you can help crowdfund that whenever that is, because I have, I have like 2 albums worth of stuff at least that I've never recorded. So, I'm just trying to figure out how to get this stuff out in the world. And for now, my YouTube channel has pretty much everything I've ever written that's sort of good. Even the basically bad ones are on there. So so there might be some bottom of the barrel stuff on there, but there's also my stuff in Spanish. So I have around 20-ish songs translated into Spanish
Oh,
on there as well.
bueno.
Yeah.
That's muy bueno. And and just one more thing. So you are you have such a heart for the Lord. What would you like to maybe like is the Spirit kind of telling you like like tonight's been kind of a good night to talk about our hearts and our feelings. And I was just, did you have any message for us for this evening?
I think, as we, with my set and as I shared these songs, my heart for that is that we would be able to be led by the ache that I think oftentimes we
Mm,
push down the ache that we feel at Christmas time. That we don't want to feel unhappy. We want to be joyful. And there's all these songs about joy, but really our ache is meant to lead us to the fulfillment. It's meant to lead us to the hope. And so to
mm,
sit with the ache long enough to realize it points you to your hope and to be able to say, hey God, like I don't fully feel like I can embrace this season right now. Like what is it in my heart that I am holding back from you? What anger am I holding,
mm,
being willing to be angry with God and say, hey, it doesn't make sense right now, or being willing to admit the loss and to grieve the losses maybe we've been too busy to grieve, or to acknowledge the pain that family gatherings brings up in us, and so that whatever emotions are coming to the surface, to not push those down, because emotions are meant to be that warning light on the dashboard telling us there's something going on that needs our attention. And so instead of crushing those negative emotions, if we can use them as arrows to lead us to the presence of God, I
mm,
think that would be my hope for myself too, honestly,
mm.
because I tend to be, as someone with very strong emotions, I'm often very tempted to run from them instead of embracing them. And so I think that my calling as a songwriter, when I play my own songs, God forces me to deal with stuff I'm feeling. So I need these songs. So that's why I write them.
Mm. Ladies and gentlemen, Anna Dufek, thank you so much for gracing us with your
Thank you.
music. It was a pleasure. Well,